Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on the two noble kinsmen, and today we get to hear from the Schoolmaster in Act 3, Scene 5. The Schoolmaster in some versions is named Gerald. I don't know if anybody ever actually says his name Gerald or if it's just sort of understood that his name is Gerald in those versions, but whatever. The Schoolmaster, who in this particular case is playing the part of the director of the Morris dance that's supposed to be happening as part of this whole May Day celebration. Remember, there's this whole rites of May thing going on that Theseus and Hippolyta are supposed to go to, and there was a tournament that Arcite is helping Amelia at, he's now in her service, and he was taking her to that and making sure that all that's under control at the same time that he's looking for a file and food, and now he's gone to find armor and a sword so that he can go back and fight Palamon over Amelia and that whole thing. So anyway, this whole May Day celebration thing is going on, and the Schoolmaster comes out in Act 3, Scene 5. He kicks off the scene with this monologue, but he enters the space with some country folk, some dancers, some musicians, some various persons, and he says, "Fie! Fie! What tediosity and disinsanity is here among ye? Have my rudiments been labored so long with ye, milked unto ye, and, by a figure, even the very plum broth and marrow of my understanding laid upon ye, and do you still cry, where, and how, and wherefore? Most coarse freeze capacities, ye jave judgments, have I said, thus let be, and there let be, and then let be, and no man understand me? Pro diem, Medius Fidius, ye are all dunces. For why? Here stand I. Here the Duke comes. There are you, close in the thicket. The Duke appears, I meet him, and unto him I utter learned things, and many figures. He hears, and nods, and hums, and then cries, rare, and I go forward. At length, I fling my cap up. Mark there. Then do you, as once did Meleager and the boar, break comely out before him, like true lovers, cast yourselves in a body decently, and sweetly by a figure trace and turn, boys." So anybody who's ever directed a play is going to relate to the Schoolmaster. He's annoyed with all of the dancers around him because he's been giving them instructions. He's shown them their blocking. He's given them their cues, all of this sort of thing, and none of them remember it. Here they are at the time of performance, and they're still like, where am I supposed to be, and what are we supposed to do, and that sort of thing. He's like, we've been working on this for so long. You're all such a bunch of idiots. Okay, this is what's happening. I'm going to stand here. The Duke is going to come in while all of you guys are hiding in the bush over there. I'm going to talk to the Duke for a bit. When the Duke starts to go away, I'm going to throw my hat in the air. And when you see my hat go in the air, then you all come out and do your dance around him. And then all of the dancers, one by one, not all together, but they're all like, okay, yeah, all right, we got it. And they're like, okay, let's make sure everybody's here. They realize that they're short a woman. Of all the people that are there, they've got the musicians, they've got all the male dancers, but they're missing one of the female dancers, and they're like, oh my God, we're going to have to cancel. We can't do this without a female dancer. At which point, in wanders the jailer's daughter, who you might remember is kind of crazy now because she hasn't eaten or slept in days. She thinks that Palamon has been eaten by wolves. She thinks that her father is being hanged for letting Palamon out of jail. And she thinks that she's a shipwreck, all that sort of stuff. She's not well. She's like late stage Ophelia, kind of woohoo. She comes in singing a song that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And they're all like, hey, look at this mad woman. Wait a second, are you really crazy? Because if you joined our dance, that would actually be kind of fun to have a crazy woman in our dance. And she's like, okay. So they all go to hide, everybody except for the Schoolmaster. The Schoolmaster continues to stand there and waits for Theseus and Hippolyta, and that whole train to enter, which they do, and then tomorrow's monologue is the schoolmaster talking to them. So that's where we will stop for today. But anyway, yeah, if you've ever directed a play, you can totally understand the schoolmaster in this scene, and I think it's kind of fun. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for more. Mwah.